I got a creepy story to share. Makes me not even want to be around livestock out here on the res anymore. You always hear stuff about strange animals, some of them who talk, about owls, dogs, and go to walk on two legs and all sorts of stuff. But this was different. My uncle told me that he bought a beautiful white horse from some guy before I was born. This horse was a living statue, pure white with blue eyes, and everything was beautiful about it. He brought the horse home and turned him loose with the rest of his herd. After the first week of owning it, he noticed that the white horse would always stand away from the rest of the herd. And whenever it tried to walk up to them, they would all take off. My uncle, being a horseman since he was a kid, he assumed that the horse wasn't accepted into the herd just yet. A month had passed and the horse was still the outsider of the herd. One day, Uncle's neighbor from down the road stopped in to tell him that there was a group of coyotes taking down his calves. He warned that if they were eating them, they would most likely turn to the horse as well. That night, Uncle called over his friend and waited until dark for a stakeout. The night fell and the two headed to the fence line that separated the two properties. About a mile away from the fence, they parked up on a ridge where they could see everything. It was a full moon and they could see the whole land around them. The two were just talking quietly and waited, listening for the coyotes to start singing. A little after midnight, they started to hear a little bit of what sounded like thunder. They looked off to the side and saw the horses running, coming in fast. The horses ran down into the valley below the ridge. My uncle was watching and carefully just counted his horses, and he noticed that the white horse again, most likely bringing up the rear. The horses settled down in the valley, but you could tell that something was bothering them as they were pacing in a big circle. Then, from the dark tree line, the white horse came out. It started galloping, and halfway to the herd, it stood up and ran on two legs like a human, but just as fast as a horse. Uncle hit his lights, and the whole valley was lit up. In the brightness, the white horse was still running on two legs, and it sounded like it was laughing. The sudden lights caught the herd by surprise, and when the white horse reached the herd, it tried to jump on the nearest horse. The horse bucked and kicked and screamed, basically sending the white horse flying. The herd then bolted, taking off to the far side of the valley. Uncle and his friend just sat there frozen, staring. Down in the floodlights, the white horse slowly got to its feet. It wasn't limping. It just stood up like nothing happened, back on two legs. But this time, it was watching them, just staring. My uncle said that they quickly got in the truck, with their rifles with them, but nothing else happened. They went back and left the scene. They knew it was something with witchcraft going on, so they drove back to the house, just silent the whole ride. And the only thing they said was that they would take care of it in the daylight, in the morning basically. My uncle said that he didn't sleep that night. The next morning, just after the sun came up, Uncle and his friend, they went out together. They rode out to bring in the herd. Sure enough, the horses were scattered and scared, but he was able to round them all up and drive them into the holding corral. All of them, except one, the white one. He saw it standing in the far corner by the old round pen. It was just waiting there. They were able to close it inside. Then they rode back to the house. By the time they returned on foot, they each had a rifle. Uncle said that the white horse was just there, staring at them as they approached. But when they got close enough, it did something that froze them. The horse started to smile at them. Not the way that you think. You know how sometimes a horse will move its mouth and it'll look like it's smiling. Nothing like that. He said it was peeking at them, smiling through the bars of the gate. That's when my uncle shot the horse. Afterwards, they dragged the body out, and they also lit the body on fire. He said the smoke that started coming off of it was thick and yellow, and the smell, it was like a plastic and rotten smell. To this day, my uncle says that it wasn't the horse getting up on two legs that freaked him out or anything. It was the way it smiled at them, through the bars of the gate. When my uncle tried to find the guy he got the horse from, he couldn't find him. As far as he was told, the guy ended up skipping town a few days after the sale. My uncle was trying to get some answers, and of course, his money back.